Okay, here's another video of a process using the center lathe. This video is going to show us how we're going to face off the end of this piece of aluminium. I've got a bit of aluminium bar held in our chuck here, but the end isn't squared off. Okay, so we need to square the end off, making sure that it is perfect. Now to do that, we're going to use a facing off tool that I've got held into place now in our tool post. This is our tool post. Alright, and with this one we can actually put 4 tools in our tool post here. But there's our facing off bit, and you'll see if I get around here, we can see that we've got this triangular carbide bit here that we've got 3 cutting edges. So we're going to use this cutting edge here. Okay. The first thing we need to do is to make sure that we've got this piece at the correct height in terms of it being in the center, okay, of our workpiece that's in the chuck. Now to do that, what I've put in our tailstock, okay, if you remember, this is the tailstock. Well, what I've put in here is what we call a dead center, okay, where we've got a point on the end there. And we're going to line and make sure that the point of this dead center is actually, okay, at the same height as our bit. So I'm going to move the carriage now over to that dead center, and I'm going to use the cross feed. Where am I? Here we go. Okay, and make sure, and we can see that that is the same height as our dead center. So I'm pleased with that, which means now that I can actually use this facing off tool to face off the end of my aluminium bar. Okay, so I'm going to put this in position. I'm going to take the carriage now along, okay, to my workpiece. Now what's really important now is that when we're moving the tool, that we've got a gap, okay, an angle of, they say, roughly 6 degrees. Can you see the angle there? If I can show you with my finger there, the angle between the piece and the piece that we're working on and the cutting blade. You can see that there's like a thin slither of a triangle of space. That's very important, because we don't use all of the side of the piece. We only use the very tip of our cutting tool. Okay, so I'm going to just make sure that that is in the right place, then tightening up this, okay, to stop that the tool post from rotating and swiveling, okay, on the carriage here. So now we're ready to actually start to face off that. So making sure my goggles are on, it's in gear. I'm going to turn this on. Okay, so if you remember now, the chuck, okay, has to rotate, okay, in reverse. It has to come towards you, okay, not that way. It has to come towards you, okay. So that's going there. So what I'm going to now do is using the horizontal feed, okay, so using this handle here and the cross feed, that's our horizontal feed, that's our cross feed. I'm now going to move this to the edge there. You can see now it's just touching the edge of my workpiece, and using my cross feed now, I can now begin to work that tool piece into and towards the center of my workpiece. Okay, that's perfectly in the center, so I'm going to move that back. And then again, using my horizontal feed, Move it a little bit again towards the chuck. And it's very, very important that you don't try to take too much off at the same time. This would be about the maximum that you would remove, the maximum amount of material that you would use or remove from your workpiece. Otherwise, it will ruin the cutting edge of your tool. So I'm going to do that once more, and I think we should be ready. Okay. Continue working on our product. Well, that metal that's coming off our workpiece is called swarf, and that's very important. One of the reasons why we wear goggles, we wouldn't want that going into our eyes. Okay, so let's turn the machine off now and see if that's any better. You can see that there still needs to be a little bit taken off by there, so I'm going to continue that now. The easiest thing to lathe and film yourself doing it, but we're getting it. And I think we're there now. We'll turn that off again. Have a little look. Yeah, now we can see now that that's lovely. That's far better. That's nice and square, and that's perfect. Okay, so that is facing off. Okay, so that process is called facing off using the center lathe.